Hello and happy Friday. It is, what is it? It's September 8th. I am MJ and this is a general reading for the collective. And today I am using my Raven's Dream Tarot. This deck is on its second printing. Thank you guys so very much. And it releases in January. It's available on my website for those of you who are interested. And let's dive into today's reading. Let's see what these Ravens have for us today. So that first card I'm going to pull is the energy that's influencing us. It's the energy behind our mood, our decisions, how we relate with one another. Then we'll take a look at the situation and we'll see how that influencing energy plays a role in the situation. Next, we're going to open the door to the uninvited house guest and we're going to see what they bring to this party. Then we'll wrap it all up with some words of advice from these beautiful ravens. All right, let's dive in here. So I'm just going to give a nice, good, clear shuffle. I'm going to ask that my guides join us and bring with them the information that will best serve us as a collective. Okay. All righty. So, we are, oh, geez, oh, Pete. All right, we're starting off here with this energy of the Five of Pentacles. And so, you know, the story that goes with this card here, I'll just explain it really quickly here. The Five of Pentacles is about this raven who dreamt that he fell from the sky and he hit a tree on the way down. And in the process of going through the tree, he lost his wings and he tried to get up there. He tried to get to the wings and he hopped, and without the wings themselves, he couldn't really fly up there. He tried hopping up the tree, couldn't get up the tree, couldn't climb up the tree. Gravity was not his friend. And so he was just focused on the sense of loss and lack and not having the resources available to him and feeling out in the cold. And, you know, as the cold weather started to come in even harder, you know, he started noticing that he wasn't feeling as well, you know, and things were just kind of turning south for this poor raven. And then here comes this mouse. This mouse comes in and offers help. But see, the raven isn't feeling too comfortable asking this little mouse for help. And the mouse has a needle in its mouth and it can scurry up the tree, get the wings, and it offered to sew the wings back on the raven. So that's just a long way of saying what this card is all about is feeling this sense of perhaps detachment from what you need to fly, to grow, right? To flourish, feeling a sense of detachment and ill health as a result of that, losing your resources, losing that ability of freedom and flight. And then on top of it, having the help being offered to you by perhaps someone or something that you're not certain of, you know, or that you feel embarrassed to ask help from, you know, that you feel uncomfortable about, you know, receiving help from. So it kind of just keeps you in this position of feeling low. It's a really low vibration card. And you know, this might be a time where pride might be getting in the way of moving forward. And so having this energy influencing us today, you know, we're focused on how our health is being impacted. We're focused on how our resources might be dwindling, but at the same time, we feel stuck. We're not inclined to reach out to those who could help us. And instead, it kind of just creates a spiral because once something happens, right? Once, say, you know, financially, right? Say you hit a snag financially, and then, you know, that might mean, well, I'm going to skip that doctor's appointment, you know, and then all of a sudden it's like, well, oof, I should have gotten that medicine, but I didn't. And all of a sudden it becomes harder and harder to get yourself out of that trench. So this, again, is the influencing energy. This isn't what we're dealing with, right? I think I said this the other day, where sometimes our imagination is so much worse than it is in reality. And so if our mindset is here with the Five of Pentacles, we're feeling disconnected from support. We're feeling as though our resources aren't there for us, right? We're feeling as though we're detached from opportunities, and we get into this sense of survival mode, and we kind of hunker down in that trench alone. So let's see what we have here for the situation. And, you know, the decisions that we make from this from this place. So the Five of Pentacles is not, or they're not the decisions. They're not forward-thinking decisions. They're survival mode decisions. So we might not be making the best decisions because of being influenced by the Five of Pentacles. So we have to ask ourselves here, going into the situation, hey, where is this coming from? Is this coming from my situation, my real situation, or is this how I'm feeling because I'm being influenced by this Five of Pentacles energy? Okay, let's dive in here to the situation. So here we have the Knight of Pentacles. So we kind of see where this reading is sort of going here. The Knight of Pentacles is solid, dependable. It's a slow moving energy, right? It's an energy that keeps us on a path. We're not keen to pivot when we're with the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles has a vision. It has a path where it's going. It's determined, and that's a wonderful thing to be. It has patience, right? It allows for that seed to go through the process before, to grow, right? It doesn't try to rush things along. And here comes the kicker here, though, is that having this Five of Pentacles influencing us, we might be feeling a sense of lack. And being that the situation is one where the Knight of Pentacles is kind of in charge here, the Knight of Pentacles is moving things along. It's kind of at a slow pace. It's just sort of making its way. It's not rushing. It's not going to rush. You're not going to be able to push it. You can't push an elephant, right? I guess you can, but you're not going to make it go any faster than it wants to go. And that might be a source of friction right now, because if you're feeling this sense of loss and you're feeling kind of a struggle, you're feeling beaten down in so many ways, and the path is moving along, but it's moving slowly, the decisions that you make might be feeling rushed. You might be like, oh, well, I need to get out of this. I'm not going to ask, where am I? I'm not going to ask for help. Oops, from this little mouse here. Sorry, I'm doing this camera on mirror so you can read the titles. You might not be so inclined to rush in and ask for help, but at the same time, the decisions that you're making might make it harder for this Knight to keep moving forward. Let's see who's coming in as an uninvited house guest. You might try to push or force that Knight off the course because of the patience. You might not be feeling too patient here with this Five of Pentacles. You're like, something has to give. It has to give now. And the Knight of Pentacles is like, hey, we're just moving along. Things take time. Can't make an apple grow overnight. It's like we've got to let the process play out. And I understand that all too well sometimes too. When you are in a struggle, when you're feeling like things have to move now, right? Something has to give now. And the process is taking the time that it needs to take. Now, the other thing here with this Knight, here's the other thing with this Knight of Pentacles, is it could also come in as a situation where you're being stubborn, right? Where you are staying the course, even though it's keeping you in a state of lack, because there could be some concern around shaking things up. Because when you shake things up, there's a lot of uncertainty with that. And so you might be stubbornly sticking to something, although it has this potential for growth. You might be stubborn in allowing yourself to try different things or to do something different that maybe changes your path a little bit. And because we have this Knight of Pentacles energy in the situation, yes, it can keep you on the path, right? But it can also prevent you from trying something different. And if you're in the state of feeling lack and scarcity and feeling beaten down, you might not feel too inclined to try something new. You might be a little bit more stubborn. Okay, so let's see what we have here for the uninvited house guest. So coming in here is, look at this. We have this energy of the Fool. So something or someone here is going to come in and they may entice you to try something a little different. They might catch your attention and draw you in a new direction. They might ask that you have faith in the process and know that things are happening as they're supposed to, because this is a journey and we're on this journey. We can't rush things, right? Everything has to come, at the timing that it's meant to, or that we should appreciate maybe even, each step along the way, because we gain and we learn. Even though it might be sucky in the moment, there is something to be learned from that experience. But whoever this is that's coming in, they're bringing this energy, this childlike wonder, this sense of awe with them. And you might find them kind of annoying. You might be like, oh, it must be so wonderful for you to be able to life is so free and uplifting. And meanwhile, you might be feeling like like I said, you're in the trenches here. And you might be feeling like things are moving a little too slowly, even though it's on a path. You might be feeling a little bit more stubborn, sticking to that cause that this is the hill you're dying on, maybe. And here comes this person who is very lighthearted and energetic and has this youthful zest for life. And so, again, this too could cause some friction here. So let's see what's coming in as the advice. But there might be a lesson for them, a lesson for you in that interaction with this Fool energy. They might help you see something that you're not seeing right now, because they do see the world from this place of awe. They do have a sense of wonder. Okay. So the overall advice here. We have the Queen of Swords. So this is a time to become independent. This is a time to focus on the path forward. This is a time also to have a bit of humor about the situation. If you're sitting here in this energy of the Five of Pentacles, the Five of Pentacles is a very low vibration, right? It does not see the humor in the situation. And I feel like with the energy of the Queen of Swords coming in the advice position, it is, be honest with yourself, for one, right? Face the situation from a truthful position, right? Recognize where something needs your attention that has this potential to drag you down instead of lift you up, right? Recognize when perhaps also when you're being too serious or you're taking something so seriously and you're not allowing yourself room to pivot. You're not allowing yourself an opportunity to change things up because you are kind of feeling on this route, or maybe it's a rut, maybe it's a path that needs to be shaken up a little bit, or try a different, avenue. But if you're feeling stubborn, and again, there's nothing wrong with being patient and methodical and having that perseverance, but you also have to recognize when you're being stubborn. And that's where whoever this is that's coming in here with this Fool energy, their ability to be spontaneous, their ability to see this world as a place of opportunity and joy. And yes, I mean, if you are knee deep in the Five of Pentacles energy, if you're leaning into it, oh God, the Fool can be wicked annoying, right? Because they don't see the world as being dark and horrible and a place of lack. They see all the potential out there. Even in times of struggle, they see potential, right? Because it's all part of the journey of life. So this person might come in and challenge you, but you might step away after they leave, right? After they're no longer in your presence, you might go, oh, you know what? Maybe I should be a little bit more spontaneous. Again, though, the key here is going to be honest with yourself. Be honest about the situation with yourself. Be truthful. Don't gloss things over. Don't put on the rose-colored glasses, but also have a sense of humor about it. All right, peace. I'll see you Monday. Bye.